Good morning, it's Brenda. Welcome back. Today we are doing Caroline's challenge. It's the hashtag CCT52 challenge, and we're on week 30. So if you don't know what that is, that's where she has five prompts a week, and you create anything that you would like with those 5 prompts. Could be something for your journal. It could be a journal page, a tag, journaling card, an art piece, whatever your creativity can come up with, and you make that and then post it to her Facebook group. And every month she puts your name into a draw to win one of her digital kits. So, and she has lovely kits. If you've never gone to her shop before to see, then yeah, I highly recommend it. So we're on week 30, and the prompts are newspaper, fabric, watercolor, die cut, bunched up thread. So yeah, great prompts this week. I just think they're so awesome. All right, well, we'll get started. And so if you've been doing it or you're going to start doing it, grab your stuff, whatever you need, and let's get started. I have some shipping labels here, and I thought we could have a play with those. Putting it out there, I am by no means a pro of watercolor, of anything really. I just put colors together and have fun with them. And really, that's what it's about, right? So I have, let's see what I have here. I have my fabric piece. I have some bunched up thread. I have my old newspaper. And I have some die cuts here. And I think that's it. Oh, and my watercolor, of course, which I picked this up from the Dollarama, I believe. Maybe it was the Dollar Tree this time. And it's full of watercolor, and it comes with a water brush and a little brush and a pencil. Too bad it wasn't a watercolor pencil. That would be perfect. So I'm going to use that. I'll just set it here. I did some watercolor pieces ahead of time because I didn't want to use my heat tool on camera or pause the video and hope that I can edit it together, because it's been a fiasco in the past trying to do that. So we're going to start with the watercolor because it does take time to dry. Now I have my own watercolor that already has water in it. The other ones doesn't have water in it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add water to where I want the paint before I put it down. And this way it's able to spread a lot easier. I could use a paintbrush for this. You know, whatever that you want. And I just put it where I want the water to be. Let's do another one. I don't know why I dipped it in there. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good. I apologize. I didn't even ask about you guys before I started. So we'll just do the 2. And then I suppose I could use this as well with the paint. And so hopefully you can see the paint as well. And I'm just gonna pick some colors. Like, I honestly have no clue. So I'm just gonna drip some water into the paint, and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll go to a brush. But I used my brush earlier, so let's, and just kind of move the paint around. And you're just looking for color into the water. some darker spots, some lighter spots, and then this helps to get rid of the green. So it's a way to use up all of the water in your pen though. And I'm just gonna, looks like a blue. And you're not really waiting for, I don't know, like, do you wait for the other color to dry, or can you just carry on? I think we're gonna just carry on. And it doesn't have to be all over. I mean, you can just bring the color out to lighten it. Just like that. Just do that. So we're gonna do 2. So let me just move this over. Tom brought me a coffee, bless his heart, and I don't want to dump it. That would not be good. Just squirt the water into the little square. The squares are tiny, so I think a paintbrush, I don't know how a paintbrush would work in there. But, and if your water isn't enough, then you just use this tool and squirt some water out, which is really nice. And I just kind of touch different spots with it, just bring it out a little lighter. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm talking through my hat. I have no clue. I just do. Yeah, these challenges are a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing them and coming up with different ideas to, excuse me, to create different things. Sometimes it's a challenge. See, my water's gone already from in here. Good thing we're just about finished the second one. It's just a bit of yellow. And when you're done, I mean, you can outline them. You can draw flowers on them. You can do anything like that that you want. You know, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of green. Even though there's no water left inside, I just dipped it into the bowl there. It's kind of not a pretty looking green, but it's adding extra color. And see, this one's starting to go inside it, like bleed into it. But yeah, that's okay. It's all good. I'm just looking for my extra piece here. It's just because the paper's wet and it got bent there. So those are those 2, and that's all I do. And then what I did is I took my heat tool and I dried them, and that's why I did a couple ahead of time to show you, because I didn't want to do that on camera. So I'm gonna just move this out of the way. Maybe I'll set it on the floor in the sun and it'll help it to dry. All right, so then I have these. I did these 4 earlier and they're nice and dry. And so let's find I'm gonna make a card, I think. So I just have this, it's very old Stampin' Up! Paper, very thick. So I thought we could just make a card with it, and it's just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then, well, it's 8 1/2 by 11, but it's 11 by 4 1/4, sorry. All right. So we'll do the inside first, and I did have an idea in my head, but you know how that works. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. I didn't ink anything. But for this one, I'm not going to. I'm just going to add it in. Just like that. So I hope you've all been having a good week. It's been very hot here. And apparently in Edmonton the other night they had this massive lightning storm and thunder and rain. We had nothing. I'm south of Edmonton, so yeah, absolutely no weather patterns at all. It was all quiet. But sometimes that happens, right? We have storms all around us and then it doesn't come to where we are, which is crazy. So for my die cuts, I have these Tim Holtz flowers that I cut. I had a map page, and so I just cut them from a map page. And then this is just a swirly die cut from Walmart. But I thought I could put one of them in here. That's quite striking against the white, or against the old newspaper there. There's my glue. These things take a while, or not a while, but you know, a bit to glue because of all of the tininess. But I just try to get the tips and then a bit in the center, just so that it doesn't start coming up. And if it does, you can just add a little drop of glue, or you can use a glue stick, you know, whatever you feel. Whatever glue you use, you do it. It's been awesome seeing what everybody's been making. When you guys post to Caroline's group there, it's always fun to see everything that's made. So there we go. So this one, I didn't get any glue on it at all. And then I'll just cut off the bottom part because it's longer than the card. There we go. Stay down. Just up here. Nope. Did I totally miss it? No glue came out probably. That happens. All right, so there's that. And so on the front, oh, little piece at the side here, I might as well cut that off. Haven't made cards in quite some time, so I need to get back into it. So I quite like this one here. We're just going to use it. And these are quite thin too, so I'm going to add some glue to the back because I don't want it to come up. Oh yeah, took some of the backing off. All right, so I'm just going to set it on. It's just going to be a simple card, just like that. And then if I set the flowers, they're so pretty. I really like the Tim Holtz die cuts. Let me put that like that. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let me just grab a piece of paper, something, just a scrap piece that I can, I'll just use my glue stick. Oh, there's two. Oh dear, I forgot that I had folded my paper in half to get the most out of it. And then I glue the wrong side, of course, because the other side is white. Okay, let's try again. sorry about the bang. Change sides here. Put that right there. There we are. So that means this one has a second one on it too. Didn't even realize. Pull them apart. Maybe if I stick it on the glue that's there, the second one will come off. Well, all right, not gonna fiddle. So I can see the two of them there, so sorry about this. If I'd remembered, oh, it just came apart. There we go. Good. Don't have to subject you to more. Goodness. Anyway, we'll just move along, right? Won't even worry about that bit. Okay, there's the other flower. Just kind of tilted it over a little bit just to give it some interest. There we are. Cut those off. You can leave them on. It's just, if you're going to send it in the mail, then you want it to sit in the envelope properly, right? If you're going to make cards and do that. So there's that. And then we have our thread and our fabric. So for that, let me just grab my journal. If you remember last week, I couldn't find it and it was sitting right beside me. Okay, let's find a page. Yep, that's the one we made last week. So I just paper clipped it in there. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's very much in the back one, but doesn't look like I have many pages left in there. So I'm going to where's the fabric piece? Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I could do with the fabric, but I'm gonna try and make just a bow. Watch me struggle through making a bow. All right, let's see what we have here. I don't want it to be too big, but okay, maybe I'm not doing a bow. Let's just see. I'd like to see some of the pretty flowers. Yeah, yesterday we had made some bead dangles, so my fingers don't want to cooperate too much right now. Yeah, I'll just do that. It's just a little easier for me today to be doing it. See, make it at the bottom. I think so. Just add glue. But But sometimes plans change, right? What you're making goes a different route. But it's okay. I'm just gonna see if I can scrunch it up a little, give it a little bit of texture there. Oh, that's cute. Then you can add other things. You can add whatever else you want to your project after you have your prompts. Then anything else can be added, which is wonderful. So I'm just, no, I kind of like that. And then I'm just going to add a flower just to kind of bring down the flower. And we'll just pop it right there. It does add thickness to it. This is a wooden button. But at this point, does it really matter? Because you see how thick my book is, right? So I'm thinking it's gonna be all right. Well, I'm not sending this in the mail, obviously. So the thickness of it is okay. So here you'll have, you can open it up. You can write on this paper if you'd like. And I'm going to, I'll leave the back open as another pocket. Well, a pocket, I should say. There's no pocket on the card, but it turned out cute. And this card, the paper itself has texture. So there we are. So yeah, I think that's the page it's going to go on. I'm going to bring it closer to the bottom this time and somewhat centered. Doesn't matter. You can leave the side open if you want for a side tuck. You can leave the top open like I am, or you don't have to leave any of it open. You can just glue the whole thing completely down to your page. So there we go. And the die cuts were just from scrap paper that I had. So I think that is our challenge for today. So week 30, we have our newspaper, we have our fabric, watercolor, die cuts. I have 3 on here, and then the bunched up thread is at the bottom underneath the flower. And then this I can just slip in the back. It's just on regular copy paper. Usually I try to do it on some cardstock, but I didn't this time. But it goes in there nicely, just like that. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. I hope you've been playing along. And if you have, don't forget to post them to Caroline's Facebook group. I'll have her info linked below so that you can go and check her out. All right, we'll see you next time. God bless. Bye for now.